time to meet the freight train.
They're gonna get an Uber.
Yeah, we're sitting there watching that clock. Yeah, right.
Well, time to meet the freight train. Where'd you guys eat at?
Where the motorcycles were?
Broadway, yeah, that's a good place to eat. It's expensive though.
I'm not too bad.
Well, I guess it's what you get for when you go to Jim Thorpe.
Here and there.
We were waiting for them to
It's expensive. Go to 2 drinks and a hamburger, 70 some.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's highway wrong.
Yeah, but it was worth it.
Oh, it was every penny. Ain't take it with you. And by next year, it won't be worth nothing anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope you're wrong. Trust me. I really, really hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong too.
Enjoy the
Yeah.
view. See the view there? Isn't that beautiful?
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Cody's, now's your chance.
Hey there. If I shoot a deer, then you drive it up the hill for me.
Sure, I'll just I'll just give you. You just need to give me $50 to hold to get you drive your truck down the road right away.
You're right. That is the best.
Very, very good.
Yeah, me too.
Say bye-bye, Jim Thorpe.
Yep, bye-bye, Mon Chunk.
Jane.
Look at that picture, Don.
Where?
Right there.
See you next time.
What do you see?
Up front. Don't you see all that steam?
No, I can't see it from where I'm standing.
What's that? Look right
You
through
want
the
a
door.
cream? You want a cream?
Right there. Look at all that black
Oh
stuff.
yeah, yeah. You want a cream or a root beer?
I don't want anything.
Oh, cool. That's a cool clock tower from the courthouse.
Yeah.
Darn, I missed that shot.
Chris, come on.
You should have saw that. You
I
could
couldn't.
see.
I still can't see it.
Oh, look up.
I see the smoke, but I can't. I enjoy it.
Bye-bye,
Oh,
Jim
you
Thorpe.
could. You can't.
I don't typically enjoy sauerkraut.
Yeah, I can't see it. When you're standing.
I love their kids.
Yeah, when you're looking out the window, you see it.
But yes.
That's all I got.
We should find when there's a comedian.
Can we honestly take a step back
And
and
stay
remind
overnight.
ourselves of
I
Deborah?
said there it is.
Raise the glass to
Ah,
Deborah.
that ain't
Big one.
Raise the glass to Deborah.
I told you, don't
Someone we
listen to me.
would
I
never
told
think of. So you're gonna do this and you're not gonna give her credit at all. You're not gonna tell her about this. You what?
Yeah, they just started and looked.
She did do a fine job.
She did a great job.
Cal was actually.
I'm not gonna remind her of how good of a job she did.
You should.
That is one long line of cars waiting for the train to come by.
You want it?
I didn't see it.
They gave me your chicken. Just didn't give me any dipping sauce. I said, did you put dipping sauce in chicken?
There was a guy in the ramp that.
I said, you sure? She turned
Here,
around
sit
and
here.
looked at
Did
you put it in chicken? No.
He looked just like
I'll make him good.
Yeah, I saw that guy. He was like, how we were great. It wasn't him. He was like Jeff Shorter. Jeff was in line and winning the main door of the restaurant.
Extra napkin.
Getting up the ramp.
Yeah, it's not extra.
I saw him almost like,
Are they on this train? I don't know. They came up on their own.
Look at that. They got food out again.
pickles out.
They're getting
Yeah,
just had a
really.
kielbasa. You're not hungry.
Oh, this is all they gave you. That stuff there. That's it. You didn't ask for ranch.
Right.
Yeah, really.
Where's your horse stuffed animal?
Well, at least we
What's the
made it.
name of your horse stuffed animal?
That was close.
Could have.
Uber home.
You should have just went and flashed your leg when it went by.
I was motioning there and he stopped.
I just went back.
Drinks, potato chips, and cookies are to the rear.
I didn't know they had a horse anyway.
I just went back to what we got.
Oh, they did something.
What's forward?
Oh, they have food too?
Hey, Perry. Not just sandwich. I'm gonna get a cookie. See if they have any nut sandwich.
I think. Can you get me a cookie too?
Yeah, just a cookie.
Thank you.
I'll bring it back.
Thanks, pal, for looking out for the
Oh, you're welcome. You're starting to worry me.
We're sitting right there in that train station. We were right there in the train station.
waiting for this train to leave. So
Uh-oh.
our train was pulled in. I told him this was the train.
I told her not to listen to me. I
I
told
usually
her.
don't.
She doesn't listen.
I don't know. I mean, we've had people waving goodbye to us there as we left.
Okay. We would have been one of them.
Yeah.
House. Is this the turntable that it is?
Yes, that's the one.
So you want them all the way down here?
Yep.
Friday after.
Yeah, that would work out.
I would like to.
No, it's
Seriously, not to.
Come up here.
I want to, yeah, but it's 25 years of there.
Stop drinking.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Thank you.
You got all kinds of people up there.
Oh, good, you guys did get lunch.
What?
You did get your food.
We just got it.
Where'd you get that at?
Off one of them trucks.
I was about to say, I don't think they were serving those on the train.
What's that?
I said, I don't think they were serving those on the train.
No.
Hey, Cody, no freight train. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's another reason why too. We did wait for that for a while last time.
Any trash? Any trash? Trash.
Here we are, sitting in the train station. You know, we're sitting in the train station. Train's sitting there. I know. I looked for the dome part. I couldn't see it, so I said, hang in. I know, it's way back there.
Yeah, shrimp.
Hey, don't tell them we got that.
There's no traction.
Steak and shrimp.
But I manage. But you know, there's no rush.
I'll just take it.
But it's just.
Oh, I had a hot dog in front of the station. And an ice cream down the ice cream place. It was an hour ago.
Now we got out like a little sooner the last couple of years. So you look at I did July 30th.
You may see the bloodstream coming across the bridge or Lake Forest or something up there. No. The Pullman. First class. He said? Okay, see if there's a train out there.
And that's why, like, this year,
Oh yeah, there they are.
time until, you know,
There's a train over there.
like, I was
Just saw the back
Yeah,
of
they're waiting for us.
summer.
Now we should maybe get another view of them behind us here when these trees are up a little bit up here where the other track goes across the river.
What train are you saying we might? Debbie said we're gonna go. We do. We should.
Well, I was worried about it.
Me too.
He says, look.
There's a train.
Okay, we're gonna
Train over there, Cal. That's
I didn't see the other train out there. They gotta start moving off towards Jim Thorpe.
through the trees. Call her.
Oh, there's a few bridges we went across.
That's the one that just left.
Look at them all looking.
Wow, these excursion trains are full.
Yeah, I see her waving, Della.
Are you?
Yeah, I see her.
I do. I
She's right there, Della.
There they go.
Don't you see her? She's right there.
Knoxville train's about 15 minutes ahead
Are
of
you
us.
in the first part? There's a million people waving, and I don't know which one is you. My eyesight's not
No freight train, I found out. No freight train.
Not tonight. I think
It runs at night.
Well, yesterday I asked what happened to it. They said it doesn't run on Saturday. I don't know about tonight, you know. If they're running, we'll have to pass it somewhere.
Cool.
Did Henry like it?
Maybe they don't work Sunday.
I don't really know. You know, I know normally they come up here about 10 after 4.
We don't know if we like field
Going north.
Yeah.
That way we have to pass it pretty soon.
Although there might be another one at the end. Because I do think her.
So either they or us end up pulling into a siding up here at Musquehoning when they were passing.
Okay. I kind of think, that Carol does have, because Jason and Justine Redding were already on with her, and they were on like, almost like
Really
the
depends on
like it was open and
who's the
fast.
longest.
But I don't
Fit
think
the
maybe
siding.
the car next to us. So I'm gonna say no, because she didn't have anybody on today. All right, sounds good. Have fun. Yeah. And we never did ask, but I don't think Carol.
Is it Union Pacific that goes? They're on the top side of Wisconsin, right? Did you ever see what I'm getting at? Did you ever see the films of them when they have only one track on east and west?
Oh yeah.
And they have those sidings?
Yeah.
Sometimes the last car just makes it into the siding.
Right.
And the engine's going right by it. It's like, really? That close?
I wouldn't have thought they could do
That's
that.
too close, you know?
Because typically they need a little more.
Yeah, there was a show on TV
I mean,
a while back.
the signal shouldn't clear until that car's off the track.
Yeah, and that suckers are flying, the freight trains.
Yeah.
I don't know how fast they go, but they look like they're moving.
Well, they don't go as fast as passenger usually, but they got all that weight behind it.
Yeah, they're not stopping.
I mean, you stick a brake on that car, you'd slide a mile.
Yeah,
Maybe longer on
They
those
showed him
long
slipping. They're slipping in. He's slipping in the siding. Here's the engine, and that last car, it's like really. I'd have my eyes closed if I was the engineer.
If they're up in Wisconsin, I'm trying to think who'd be up there.
I think it's Union Pacific.
Or BNSF, or CP, or CN.
I'm thinking Canadian Pacific's more likely. If it's Pacific.
They're Canadians. Oh, I do that. That's how they drive truck.
And then CP's buying out KCS next year.
Theoretically, once they're in the United States, they're under the FRA rules.
Yeah. But next year, CP's is buying out KCS if it gets approved.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's happening yet or not. I have stock in case.
They made an offer, I saw. It was like
well, they made the offer.
It was $40
and then
billion.
they were going to accept it. Then Canadian National made an offer. Then they were going to accept that. Now the Canadian Pacific made a better offer.
It was like $60 billion.
So who knows whether Canadian National is going to make a better offer?
$60 billion is a lot of money for a railroad, though.
Yeah. Well, you can't get any railroad without a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true. Well, CP, I guess whoever owns
All I know is
KCS.
either way, I'm going to get some kind of bonus for all that stock.
What are you going to do? You can't run it with coal no more.
They'll just switch to intermodal container trains.
On the other hand, seeing Canadian National take over anything is not good if you like to ride passenger on railroads.
I thought CN was okay with passenger trains. Do they hate it?
Not very friendly.
Yeah.
What just calls that Amtrak train? On the track.
That was on BSF. We don't know what happened.
Actually, most of them aren't very friendly.
Yeah. UP.
Union Pacific is extremely unfriendly on the whole.
Yeah.
They sponsored the Aprico convention out in
Idaho. Illinois?
where they start, Omaha,
Omaha.
a couple of years back.
Yeah.
And they did a nice job of it, entertained and everything, took them for a ride on their train. But the deal was, we'll sponsor the convention as long as you don't come on our track.
Are you serious?
So the Apricot special train went on Burlington Northern to get there.
BNSF is the only one that's friendly, I heard.
They're reasonably friendly, yeah.
I mean, after all of them are built, they're a business. They're not there for pasture. But BNSF,
Oh no, they're
Which is what
gotta
Jimmy
do the
Young
freight
works for.
business first.
but BNSF seems like one of the more flexible ones.
What
within
railroad
reason.
Jimmy
They've
worked for?
always been a little bit better.
Oh, no.
Union Pacific.
Does he?
Has to be. What's the one goes through Milwaukee?
BNSF.
Yeah, Burlington, Northern, Santa Fe goes up there.
No, it's BNSF, yeah.
Runs east and west.
Yes.
Who is it?
It's either
that's
CP or BNSF.
BNSF.
Behind you. Take evasive action.
Route 903.
Whose track was that?
I don't know who that was.
I could tell right away it was a railroad
There
bridge.
hasn't been a track there as long as I've been riding these trains.
So that's probably was abandoned in the 50s or 40s.
Yeah, a long time ago.
My era.
What?
My era.
Yes. When railroad men struggled for survival and steam engines ruled the earth.
Yeah.
Celebrating his birthday.
Hey, they used to park right in front of our house and look in our bedroom windows. Those dirty old men.
Can't imagine what the air quality must have been back then, though. I'm sure it was atrocious.
Should have been in Pittsburgh.
Oh, not at that rate. The steam engines were the least of everyone's
Pittsburgh had a
problems.
lot of days when the sun didn't shine.
The steam engines were the least of everyone's problems there.
You should have ran in New York around Staten Island.
Yes. Steam ships,
When they
steam
used to
engines.
do all the burning, you remember?
One of the things I remember about Pittsburgh when I was a kid was when the trolley car came around the corner, if you were standing on the curb, no matter which way you had, the middle of the car came up over the curb about a foot and a
A lot
half.
of towns by that used to be trolleys that were dreading getting rid of them. A lot of towns and cities around the United States are getting rid of them. But yeah, because of traffic problems. Because buses can only do so much and so many people drive cars. But who would have guessed back in the 1950s there would come a need where they would need that stuff though?
So you can hardly go 2 months anymore without finding something in a trade. Oh, this is Nesquahoney. Without finding something in a trade journal about a new trolley line starting up. So of course you can't call them trolleys.
They're light rail.
Light rail vehicle. You know, people aren't stupid. They remember they gave those right-of-ways away for pennies on the dollar. Now the government's paying millions of billions to put them back. You can't say we just brought them back.
It's their own stupid fault. The thing is you need both. The thing is back in the 50s everyone thought rail was obsolete and now they're regretting getting rid of it.
They tried so hard to get rid of that last trolley in Reading.
Yeah.
Ran out to Moat. The problem was they had a 999-year lease on the part between Shillington and Moat.
Yeah.
And part of the lease said they had to continue running trolleys.
Yeah.
So they did everything they could think of to get rid of that. First of all, they reincorporated the Reading Street Railways as the Reading Bus Company, except for that line. And they let it go bankrupt. Somebody went to court and ruled that this was a sham because they were accepting each other's transfers. The court ruled that it was a sham and they couldn't abandon the trolley that way. Finally, they bought the lease out. Don't know what they had to pay for that.
Philadelphia is one of the last states in the country besides San Francisco that still has trolleys. They're still in contention.
Philadelphia was always warm about it. I mean, all during, they took a lot of trolleys off in Philly, sold them to places on the West Coast where they used them to bring in tourists.
Los Angeles had a
Talk
big,
about forward thinking.
Los Angeles had a big one, the East Pacific Power and Light, whatever that is.
Yeah, nothing much of that. Boston did better than Philly.
Boston still has some trolleys.
Yeah. Philly still has some too.
Yeah.
Some on Allegheny Avenue. The cars that run down to the subway are still there.
People are starting to realize that we can't use a car solely
They
to
actually
get
have pretty
around.
many in Philly, actually.
Well, nothing like what they used to be.
Not like it used to be.
What is that?
They
That's why you use a bicycle.
There you
The
go.
Southwest,
And you don't have to pay for gas.
all the ones that go down in the subway underneath
Pedal power.
what used to be Wanamaker's.
Yeah.
Did you guys,
They're
what would you say,
running
or
because they
remember the
can't
gas
run
prices in the
buses out there.
70s? Was it bad as it is now?
Oh, like that worked at Dana then, yeah. You had it.
And Allegheny
Like your
Avenue.
license
That's
plate.
as far as I know. That's all that's left.
Numbers.
Well, there's one over at
Oh, so you couldn't drive every day, basically.
I had to go to work every day, but it's only gas certain days.
Wow, that must have been agonizing.
They have the ones from
25 cents a gallon for every
the entire line. It's really
Dad used to give me a gallon can. Four trolley gas, a little grass.
Yeah. So that'd be your spare gas. You ever come times where you had that spare gas in
Not back then.
Frankfurt's elevated.
The only one that drove was my dad. He went to work.
Yeah.
They got trolley or buses running out there in Frankfurt. Yeah.
You see your bones.
Calvin's bag of
Do you have any trash, by the way?
Sure.
Thank you.
Sound charger.
Was that your first time in jail?
Yes.
Was it? That was nice, wasn't it? Why
yeah.
did you get in at the 1:30?
Because I was eating.
Oh.
We wanted to see it get turned on the turntable, but we couldn't get down there, and since we were already there, we took video, and so then after that, it took about 30, 40 minutes for lunch. Trash.
All right. Oh, got another one coming. Wait just a minute. Got real popular all of a sudden. Any trash? Thank you. Trash.
Beautiful day.
I'll come back.
Yeah.
Oh, we are?
Put that one in. This one won't fit.
What are you doing with that? I drank.
So when are we going to get a bullet train?
Dave, Democrat, Republicans, and politicians learn to get along.
I'll tell you right now.
I see some engines that I've seen in my past coming back as rebuilt before that happens. The day they get, I've seen so many applications for light rail and high-speed rail rejected.
Conrail will come back before that happens.
Amen to that.
Craft beers and cocktails. So there's I found 3 separate locations.
This isn't
West Virginia. I tell you this. Stella doesn't know.
No, he did. I heard it on the twice. One place you couldn't take it out.
Take anything out.
CSX is down here now.
Oh, in Philadelphia, yes.
Was this your first time on the train? On this train?
The coaches.
No, CSX is dying in Philadelphia. There's no doubt about it.
I used to deliver the batteries down in Huntington, West Virginia.
Yeah. I won't be surprised if in the near future CSX pulls out of southern New Jersey and Philadelphia.
Bartender at the host company.
I'm talking about the Philadelphia sub. You know, the one that runs between Baltimore and Philadelphia. That line is dying.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
History and
Those railroads don't want to sell anything.
They like keeping tracks on, even though it rains and dry.
I mean, it used to be during the Conrail era, they sold them off. That's how we got ours. Now, all they want to do is rent it to somebody so they can have it again to get profitable.
The thing I've noticed is because they don't like switching. They would rather run one big train than
I'm sure of that.
They don't like paying local
They
crews.
don't like local business. I got a friend in Ohio
else about the Nile?
along Norfolk Southern. He paid 3,500 years just so they would take a switch away.
Yeah. I don't even
You
think
want service, you got to be on a railroad like this one, where the marketing department looking for small shippers.
that's the reason why short lines work is because they do things that the big roads don't want to do.
Schuylkill County to Philadelphia.
I'll go get it. Don't worry.
I've been
We had a
saying,
customer in a warehouse up here about 2-3 years ago. Called us up and said they were sorry they weren't going to be our customer anymore because they'd lost their lease and they couldn't find any place along the railroad.
Bears hunt humans.
It took us 3 weeks to buy a warehouse and put them in it.
there you go.
That was smart.
No, like I said, I've come to realize only on short lines anymore where you find locals, unless there's something that's very profitable, the big road wants to keep it.
The Arctic isn't a continent. Yeah, what continent?
Yeah, I just chased the coal train on Thursday
Are we gonna get to the
Where?
up from Schuylkill Haven.
Oh,
Yeah.
how that's
I assume they were going south.
Yes. They kind of have to be.
Unless they're taking it back to the market.
Rejected coal, yeah.
Operation Rolling Thunder, Project
that mine up at Schuylhaven in Minersville is pretty profitable. I saw.
A lot of mining up there. I mean, it's nothing like it.
Well, Reading Northern is pretty much the only mine anthracite, right?
Anthracite hauler in the country.
Yeah, there's no other railroad that hauls it, right?
Oh, I'm sure there are others that probably do.
Those are all ready for scrap.
One of our biggest customers was up in Quebec, and they made white pigment out of it. Figure that one.
Oh, I know, the Cartier, that railroad up in the island.
Well, it's
You know what I'm talking
I
about.
remember the name of it. I used to know.
That's all the Cartier does. It's up in Canada. All they do is haul iron ore. It's on an island.
I see one bottle of something back there.
No, there's more hoppers.
I was looking to see if they had any more of that.
What is it? Root
That
beer?
orange.
Oh, orange.
That's really good.
Oh, I see a bottle that shape, but it's not orange. Uh-oh.
What is it?
What? Either root beer, cola, or...
What is it, Cal?
I think it's root beer or cola.
Grab me a root beer if there's one. Oh, no, root beer.
Actually, I don't think those might not be scrap cars. Those might be just waiting to get loaded.
It's cola.
It's cola.
Cola.
Yeah, bring it.
You want it anyway?
Yeah. That'll work. They're pretty good, too.
That one I know. I always
Hey, Cody, you remember you were at this crossing 2 years ago?
Yeah.
This exact crossing.
I said the bill one day.
What is it?
They make this stuff.
What company is it?
Todd Kennedy one time with
I was down there to get the storm took down my electric line. I had no power for 4 days, so I went down there and I bought 20 pounds of dry ice.
But Anthony Casco was behind Todd Kennedy.
But I've never tried their soda. This is Tibbet Swamp out here.
I remember that.
Any alligators in there?
Casco never seen it.
Looks like it ought to, you know?
Probably not. Might be a few politicians.
Todd comes out.
Well, that'd be good.
Thailand. I don't know.
I know a few you could put in there.
Bangkok and everything.
More than a few.
When I say a few, I mean dozens.
It's the uniparty.
Mitochondria.
I was showing private cars at a convention in Hoboken years ago, and this guy comes up. So I told him this joke, about the definition of politics, 2 words, poly meaning many, and ticks is small blood-sucking parasite.
Yeah.
And he laughed and shook my hand and said, "I'm the mayor."
Good one. That was a good one.
But he still shook my hand.
We liked it. He liked it.
Because he's a politician.
He knew it was true.
He knew it was true.
Lake Otto.
Very pretty. Which metal has the atomic?
Is that a man-made lake? Or
Yes. Yeah, that's the dam right there.
Yeah, I saw the breast up there. Wow.
Yeah, PP&L, I believe, built this
I thought that was
originally.
the big Lawrence.
Hydroelectric here, and they also...
Oh, there is a hydroelectric one?
There used to be.
Oh, there used to be.
They probably stopped doing it in the 30s.
Oh.
And they also had a steam plant here where they sucked water up and made power. All that's been removed too.
Yeah.
Waxworms, often used by
That guy on yesterday works for the mines over here. He said that the power from here was almost all used in the mines.
Waxworms, often used by anglers as bait, have been identified as a possible solution
So now it's all
to
recreational.
pollution
Yeah.
issue.
Nice.
Plastics,
Well, I had a
metals,
passenger a few years ago said when she was a child, they tented over there. Now I don't think anything as cheap as a tent usually gets close.
This is for the girls. Niall Warren is a member of the former boy band.
You gotta go through the gate up here with your
5.
owner's card or whatever to get in.
Yeah.
Who masterminded why they targeted at James Scotland?
We'll be in the jail.
And I might give a
snuck up.
Yeah, I got that on video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll post it later.
Oh, did they tell you he's still alive?
Yes.
And he came there.
Yes, they did say that.
Oh.
You were on the tour before me. That's when I met you when you were in the in the bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if they told everybody that or.
Yeah.
Yeah, they told us to.
Oh, really?
Well, he had to be pretty darn skinny to get through that.
I know.
His head.
How did his head get through
He
that?
was a real skinny man.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, okay.
That was one of the
That's how
cleanest
they came
bathrooms
up
I've
with
ever
those
seen, by the way,
stick
was in there.
figures.
Huh?
That was one of the cleanest bathrooms I've ever seen, was in there.
Where?
In that jail. You can keep it.
Oh,
In the jail, that bathroom, that was so clean.
really?
Yeah.
You thought it was clean?
Yeah.
I didn't think so. You have to go to the
You
lady.
need glasses.
Yeah. It was worse. It could be worse, though.
Well, yeah, it could have been worse.
That was the Holiday Inn Express.
Oh, my goodness.
Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Thank you.
James A. Barfield, Lyndon B. Johnson, or Andrew Johnson.
Andrew Johnson. Mr. Johnson. Johnson.
Where are you from?
York, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. We're from
We
Lebanon.
feel bad for you.
Why?
All those murders there.
Oh, yeah, I know. They do a lot.
It's the murder capital of Pennsylvania.
And every time they have one, they said it. They always say it's the first one.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought that was Reading.
I know Reading is bad too, right? Isn't Reading bad for murder?
Too bad our state won't use the death
Any
penalty.
place good these days.
No.
My aunt and uncle was still alive. They lived on McKnight Street, and that's where that person got decapitated 2 houses down from their house.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but they bought their house back in the 50s
Wow.
for just a couple thousand.
Yeah.
And when they tried to sell it, they only got a couple thousand, and that was in the 90s.
Oh my God.
That answer would have been
That's,
Titanic.
Wow.
yeah. Well, yeah, Buckwood coming up.
I don't know which is worse, York or Reading.
They're both bad.
Because everybody would have picked
Yeah, they are. But Philly's pretty bad too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Philly's getting.
Too bad our state won't use the death penalty.
Reading, there were really only two parties. The Republicans were inept and the Democrats were so corrupt you couldn't believe it.
So what do you think about Pink? You think his heart surgery was a plank?
Michael O'Pea.
Yeah.
I liked him. I mean,
Oh,
my
he was
aunt
one of the
said he was
biggest
a nice
crooks.
student. She had him in school when he was in elementary school. But he's been gone quite a while now.
Yeah, well, when he got his heart surgery.
Yeah.
During the heart surgery.
A lovely way to pass the time.
He must have pissed off the doctors.
You only have, no, you only have so much time.
Yeah, well, his time was.
Soft landing.
Yeah.
High quality photographs of Earth. A safe and mission return to
No,
This
ours-
is the road that goes back to Lake Hawto and also to Greenwood
soft
Lake.
landing on
That's my first guess. Went away from
If you look down, now today there's too many leaves on the tree, but you can just make out the entrance gate down there.
fifth wife of Henry Catherine of Aragon, and
Okay, here comes Greenwood Lake.
So there is a break in between them.
Yeah, they're not the
They
same.
don't connect.
Another dam right here.
See the music all.
So if you're voting, you can't just go.
No, you can't go from
Right?
one to the other.
Yeah, that's a shame, you know.
Who's this? What's the name of the stupidly famous fifth wife of Henry VIII? Catherine Howard.
Jesus.
Put a lock on that.
I could get in trouble telling a joke, but I'm going to tell it anyway.
We won't turn you in.
There was a minister, a
If it's
priest,
good.
and a rabbit that went into a bar.
Rabbit.
And the rabbit spoke up right away and he said, I think I must be a typo.
That is what B.
A typo.
Yeah,
B. Letter B.
Oh.
yeah.
Typographic
Instead of
error.
a rabbi, a rabbit.
He was supposed to be a rabbi.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Red. Independence. What? B. In the beginning of the B is a colloquial term for winning or beating at 6-0.
There was a wonderful cartoon in the Reading paper this week. Had a dentist standing there with a drill that must have been about this big, hand drill. And he was saying, Power's going to be off for an hour. Do you want me to continue?
Yeah, sure.
Member of the James Younger.
Do you ever see water lilies in there?
I'm gonna give you,
What do you do over here?
Oh, that's
I mean, this is sort of the upper
Pyramid of Giza.
end of it.
Egyptian city.
They're probably not smiling right now, though, right? That's probably in the. That's probably too late.
I mean, you know, I only get up here in the fall when they run these excursions.
Okay. Oh, this is the only one you work on. Just
Well, the gorge train runs, well, not all year, but a good bit of the year. But this, we only run passenger here in October. Well, they run, the RDCs come up from Reading all summer, but they won't let me on that.
What's an order?
They were back in town, those self-propelled rail diesel cars, the stainless steel ones. They came from Pottsville right today. But they won't let me on that. You know, they don't need a car post. All they need is a conductor and a food person and an engineer. So, and I don't work as a conductor, so I don't get on.
oh.
After how many?
You know, speaking of crime, our state is the only state that has only executed 3 people, and it's all because they waived their appeals.
6. He got stiffed on a lot.
He did get stiffed on Titanic. Leonardo DiCaprio.
He got stiffed on the Aviator.
Huh?
What's that movie that made it finally win? The one with the bear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the one where he grew the big ass beard.
Began with Galen Hart. That was, I never saw it.
I think you'd run it mill somewhere, you know. It'd get full.
How you doing? Well, you know, if he'd go to sleep, it'd be really good.
Nice trip.
So you got to work tomorrow and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
What time are you going duty?
At 7 o'clock, so I get up at like 4:30.
Does it take you 2 hours to drive?
No, it takes me like 40 minutes, but I like to have my coffee,
You sleep?
Okay.
take a shower, get
Gotcha.
dressed. I leave at 6.
Okay.
We're having a good time.
And then when you're done?
When am I done?
I'm glad to hear that.
3:30.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Unless they wanted to stay.
Yeah, sometimes I work 12 hours.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well, you're still looking right.
We should be coming up to the bridge soon.
Which one you on the other side?
Hermione Granger. God. And
The tunnel's not till Tamaqua.
can't see it. Right? Like,
You still got a ways to go up there.
Let me think about it. That came up. All they did was go to this. Yeah, but it's all the same time.
multiple choice. One of them, kayak is double-sided paddles, and kayak and canoeing is one-sided. Canoeing, you use the J Street. Who said that?
Oh, that. No, I tried to convince you. I think about that. It's like, you know what? You're right.
Released in 2017, which teenage drama series was based on characters by Archie Comics? Riverdale, Rosewood, 13 Reasons Why. Not 13 Reasons Why.
309.
Riverdale.
Food.
13 Reasons Why.
I did not know.
Going on Route 309.
The bridge is right ahead.
Right ahead.
It's good though.
What is Jesse James'
Overhead.
real name? Jessica Cornish or Jessica Cornish?
Jessica Cornish.
Jessica Cornish. Do you know that?
It sounded familiar to me. I don't even know who Jesse James is. That's
Singer.
Next bridge is Lincoln Road.
Bang, bang. You know,
sorry.
bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. You know, when Ariana Grande, Nicki Minaj, which American songwriter singer released their 30th studio album titled Triplicate in March of 2017? Bob Dylan, Willie Mason, or Joan Baez?
Funny, I didn't think those signals were working. They might have all summer.
They better be working if there's an active train going down.
No, they've been running on 4Ds all summer.
Oh, that's right, dark territory.
Always just, yeah.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
And they might have just turned them on.
Are you serious?
Is that the answer?
No.
We would watch the train go by. He's back here at that house. It's a little kid.
It was either X-Files, Seinfeld, or Beverly Hills.
Like he's out in the middle of nowhere, you know.
That was not even a 90s show.
That wasn't me. Yeah, standing there in the driveway. I was lost. Stone driveway.
Evidently.
In which medical TV drama unconventional
Grey's Anatomy.
played by
You want to jump on that?
Okay, I think we're slowing because the engine's starting to cross the hometown high bridge.
Yeah, or this one. House. Dr. House.
Hometown high bridge coming up.
There you go.
Who is Kylie Jenner's oldest house?
By here a couple of years ago, and there were 6 bow and arrow hunters. They're trying to be real quiet so they wouldn't disturb the ear.
I don't. This is the first one I thought of. But I can't record the other.
Oh, because of the mustard.
Here we go.
Oh, Miles here. You gotta stand up.
Somebody said there's got to be wildlife down there.
They like
At least no
mustard
deer
on
out
there.
here.
Ironically, prior to the 1998 just nothing.
We're at that bridge.
That's a little Schofield River underneath here. Up here it's very little.
Jump.
Yeah, I can't even look down that far. Do you want to look?
Bungee jump this one.
What the window?
No.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a hole. That's a good one. Put this upside down. Mustard's on that side.
You got something you want thrown away?
Yeah, this was all.
I'll take it.
Don't press it against yourself.
Okay.
You'd be sorry. I got a bottle on the floor today.
Did they tell you that that guy came back though?
Yes, he did tell me that. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. They must tell everybody that.
Yeah, they probably have the
Yeah.
same stories.
And he said that was me. He told him that was me that went through there.
I'm gonna have this one too.
Any trash.
Notice that. Even the white oaks got that fungus.
Do they?
Yeah, I'm just looking. Even the white oaks got it.
Oh yeah.
And
they
it
got
travels underground.
I think the white oak got it. Well, yeah, it travels underground.
Does it really?
Yeah.
What they call it?
Some kind of fungus, I don't know.
Yeah, it's some kind of fungus that's it's in the ground actually.
It travels underground, so you can't get rid of
You can't even
it.
get
When
rid
you
of it.
get that off of there,
So,
it goes
so what
mad.
actually
When I
caused
first
it?
saw the movie, I'm like,
What started it?
everybody
I don't know.
Evolution. Picture of our tree.
Evolution. I thought it was free trade.
You're right.
That's a good one.
Quick. Yeah, you know when you get those mushrooms that come out of the sides of the trees.
Yeah.
That's that. What is it called?
I don't know. That's whatever that fungus
It's
is.
that fungus. It comes from under the ground, and it'll
It
come
travels
out.
underground, so
It'll
you
come
can't
out
get
of the
rid of
tree.
it.
It'll come out of the tree. Could be up 20
Yeah.
feet up. You ever see it way up?
Now, is that the one you can eat?
No.
No.
But there's a black one that comes on the side too. That you can
No,
eat.
they're white.
Oh, okay, no, the white you can't.
Oh, you can.
Winslet.
Oh.
Might be your last meal.
That's when you don't want to lose everything here, honey.
This close.
What was that they did for? Mushroom. Which one was it?
That Arnold that lives down the street.
Viola Davis.
One of them knuckleheads.
Lives down the street that moves away.
She's hot. She's very,
The one that
she's very
lives
good
down the
at
street from us on Beavertown.
Kanye West announced
bullshit.
she said congrats. I saw posting pics of letters.
Oh, yeah. That Arnold. That's right.
That would actually be a good election. I'm sorry, I forget that.
He ran last year.
Sometimes they come near us and sometimes they don't.
Wow, look at them all.
Let's see if I recognize anybody.
People.
Well, all the rail fans are still
Yeah.
And Ryan Gosling.
What the heck are they looking at? La La Land.
Diesel.
No.
First started. Crazy Love.
What'd you say?
You ever see a train?
Crazy Stupid Love.
Got it barely.
Grandmother.
Some of them say come from.
Latin America.
Yeah, even before I retired from Good Scout, that was 20 years ago, I had a lot of students who'd never heard of Johnny Carson.
Yeah, really.
I never saw a record player or...
Oh, right.
He's the reason the 4501 is back.
Well,
The steam engine in Tennessee, he's the reason it got restored.
Really?
In his will, he donated half of his estate to getting it running.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And his estate donates a portion of his money each day to the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum.
That's interesting.
That's how the museums need to stay in business, because you know how he still makes a lot of money from his estate. So the museum gets like about a $2 million grant each year from his estate.
Wow, he makes that much on residuals?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, John Lennon made about $1 billion in the last decade.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay,
Just obviously in the wrong business.
obviously.
And
Well, the thing you have to remember,
Imagine
imagine if
how much he would have made if he'd be alive.
Right.
Imagine if streaming had invented 30 years ago. That's why they're making more money, because you can stream instead of buying CDs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which football competition from now on will play between the winners of the Champions League and the Europa?
oh, the CFL. Barclays Premier League. Oh, this is a soccer. No multiple choice.
Did you guys go to the convention they had in 1988 when I was in Reading?
For what?
For the train ride? I was figured you would since you were so close, that's why I asked.
Yeah, no, this is the first time on a train.
Oh, gotcha.
It is.
Champions League is different. So, like, what-
Hey, Cal, did you go to the convention they had in 88 here when 765 ran the Reading Northern?
No.
No?
If you have a year or two,
Is that before your time, I guess?
you move up to a different league.
Well,
Otherwise, it's like
back then I wasn't doing much conventions. I went to a lot of amateur conventions here and there.
Yeah.
you
WCA.
actually can move
Oh,
up.
I can smell the coal smoke.
Never went to the NRHS ones.
I just figured you'd do that one because it was in your backyard, that's all.
Well, back, when they had the Reading Rambles, I didn't go on them either
In which
because I couldn't
sport?
afford it. They were $6 a ride.
That's probably like 30, 40 bucks today, right?
Hey, sailing.
That'd be like 60 bucks today, right?
Horse riding.
Yeah.
Sea rowing.
Sounds like a sailor.
On the other hand, back then, I think I was making $4,000 a year, and I thought that was pretty good. That was
In the
above
Tour de
minimum.
France, who wears a white jersey with red polka dots?
I would never would have guessed you're in your 80s, by the way.
No,
You don't look it at all.
How old are you?
82.
Tour de
Wow,
France.
you don't look it.
Who wears a
Okay,
white
there's
jersey?
the old Barnesville Dance Pavilion.
I only know.
That's what I was
Where the
telling you
Bavarian
about.
festivals were.
Yeah, I can tell you.
Well, I would never would have guessed you're in your 70s either, just saying.
Man, that place.
I never would have guessed you're in your 70s
What
either.
kind
We
of
were up
waves
there
are-
once.
I remember I said I thought you were in your 50s.
because we like
thank
to
you.
dancing.
Yeah.
Old railroad station down there on your right behind us now.
See both.
Where's that track go?
That was the Reading Company main line. Goes to Mackinac City, Ashland, Locust Summit,
Wait, that's the line to Hazleton, right?
Shamokin, Sunbury. We don't own it as far as Shamokin.
That's where I heard Reading Northern's been trying to buy out the North Shore for years.
Oh, we have.
But I heard the county won't give it to you
No.
because they don't want Andy to get in there. I heard.
Obviously, no multiple choice.
Well,
What is the name of the
a lot of
device?
places, these government authorities don't want to lose their authority.
Is it money?
All of them are
Politics?
tax supported. We make money. They have to be tax. They are supported.
But the thing is, wouldn't they make money if you bought it? Because you still have to pay the taxes to them, right? Or do they want all the money?
Oh, I'm sure they want all. Well, if there is any money, I mean, the way they run the thing, I don't know if there is any money.
Like, trainers always bringing cars.
I mean, we did the same thing over
Accepts sound
on the
pushes it through a wire.
Lackawanna Railroad Authority. They sued them too.
Oh yeah, the Delaware Lackawanna. Yeah.
How many
DL's a private company on that
They
state.
put
Pocono, Maine.
they contracted out the trains on a no-bid basis.
So that's how the DL does it because
we
they.
didn't win.
That's the
but
reason why-
Andy will sue them again.
That's
until
the only
we win.
reason why the DL can operate,
Or
right?
just sue them forever. I don't know.
3, 8, 12.
That's the only reason the DL can operate because they don't own the tracks. The state does, right? They wind up in
It's
Scranton
not the state. It's the
County.
it's a multi-county authority.
But
Whatever
that's the only.
counties are
That's the
down
only
there.
reason why they're allowed to run all
It's
those.
gonna be Lackawanna, Monroe down there at the other. I don't know what else is in between.
That's the only reason why they can run the Alcos because of the fact that they're not spending money for track maintenance. So the county is. They can spend all the money they want on keeping the engines up.
Well, I'm sure their contract must specify they have to maintain the track.
Yeah.
Tasmania.
I'm amazed the DL can run those Alcos because their track is atrocious.
Yeah.
Every time I see them, I feel like their engines are gonna crash.
See Perth. Oh, it's alright.
We're almost in the tunnel, by the way. You were asking.
It's good. Time to make out.
What survives impacting Earth's surface?
Clever.
Symbol of love.
A meteor, or an asteroid.
What survives?
What survives impacting Earth's
Were you guys together when the first Star Wars came out?
Well, we were dating.
We were dating.
Did you go to the movie together?
No.
asteroid?
No.
I went with my parents.
Oh,
We went to
gotcha.
one of them, though. Was it the second one?
Probably the second.
Yeah.
You're right, yes, right.
How many pairs of ribs?
Our first date was
You saw Calvin's today.
Grease. That's a good movie.
Human beings have
Oh, good old George Lucas. He made many good
8
movies.
pairs.
And American Graffiti.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good movie.
Good old John Travolta.
Yes.
He's aged considerably because all the drugs he did.
12.
Is that wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I did not know.
16 pairs.
Well, that's what killed Carrie Fisher
Oh, yeah.
because she did drugs for 6 days when the first one came out, and then she was sober, but it caught up for her when she turned 60.
Yeah.
Now she's asleep. She's
Oh,
talking.
didn't her mother die and then she died?
She died, and then her mom died the next day because of a
Okay,
broken heart.
yeah, that's right. Oh, that's so sad.
I'm very proud of you, Don. What is more commonly referred to as dried ice? As dry ice.
Fog.
A. Solid carbon dioxide. B. Carbon ice. Or C. Solid hydrogen.
B.
Don't tell them the answers. They're
Sorry.
playing the game.
Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, okay, never mind.
A. Solid.
The people at both ends are asleep.
Yes, just
They're
You
done.
tired them out. They don't do the bike, rides on the other scenic train till November, right?
Right. We don't do it in
Just on
October
weekends.
because they need all these
But-
cars for these trips.
Oh, that belongs to this company too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lehigh Gorge is subcontract out from the Reading and Northern.
Well, it used to be a separate corporation that we formed,
Yeah.
but when we had the tiff with Jim Thorpe, they dissolved the corporation.
512.
Hey, did
We still use the name of the train, but that's all.
did the town finally let the matter go?
They didn't have any choice.
Yeah. I heard.
The legislature passed a law so they can't do it. Otherwise, they'd still be arguing with us.
Well, I heard the towns. I heard the township was going to take the. I mean, the stores were going to take the township to court if they did it again.
Well, I understand some of the stores voted some of the politicians out.
Yeah, the stores want the railroad to stay because they're making money for the
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They threatened. I heard that before they were going to take all the stores to federal court if they did it again.
Weather phenomenon.
The township, the stores were going to take the township to court because they were tired of the drama.
Yeah.
So I guess the township finally realized they would never win the battle, so they gave up.
Rainfall.
Well, after the legislature stepped in, that pretty much ended it. No, we even came to an agreement with them. We had one weekend, and then they asked us for 3 years worth of back payments on it. Then we stopped again.
So it's only on weekends then.
What?
The CD ride up to ride bike.
Well,
Ride bike. Or you can take your bike.
we ran one weekend. Oh, the bicycle one.
Yeah.
He's only one weekend a month.
Oh, it is.
They run both Saturday and Sunday, 9:30 and 12:30. The one in November probably will only be 9:30 because as it starts getting dark earlier, you don't want people out there with their bicycles too late.
Oh, so they take the bicycle.
They take their bike on the train, they go up 25 miles, and then you ride
It's all
25
downhill
back.
coming back.
But you can go round trip on the train, but in actuality, you take 300 people up there, you bring 25 back.
The English Bowling
the rest ride back
Association
on their
when it was
bicycles.
founded in 1903.
But it's only once a month.
One weekend a month.
WG Race.
2 trains each day, Saturday and Sunday, one weekend a month.
See Don
Which
Bradley.
weekend?
Usually it's in the middle of the month.
Here you go. Here's your chance.
I guess you can find that on the internet.
Tamaqua Tunnel. This is it. Kiss her now.
Kiss her now, forever hold your peace.
Won't be another opportunity.
My goal one day is I want to go to Colorado to ride the Moffat Tunnel. That's 8 miles.
Wow, that's a long tunnel ride. Nice.
It takes 15 minutes to go through.
Okay.
Hey Cal, that's my goal is I'm going to go to Colorado to go for the Moffat Tunnel.
Oh, I've been through there.
It takes like 15 minutes, right?
It's 7 miles.
Yeah, it takes 15 minutes to go through, right?
Wow.
Yeah. That's one long tunnel.
Then there's an earthquake.
I mean, that's quite a ride up there out of Denver. There's 29 tunnels in about a half an hour. And then that's the last one up there at the top.
But I guess you can, still on the bike ride one, my daughter wants to do that. But I guess you can rent a bike there, right? And they'll drive you up
well, you
there.
got 2 choices. You can bring your bike and we take it up on the train, or you can rent the bike. Now you're renting it from Pocono Biking, but you can buy the whole thing in a ticket from us. You don't need to go across the street to Pocono and do the rental. The people who specify the rental on the ticket, we don't take those bikes up. They already have a bike shed up there. They're just up there.
So you can go anytime if you want to.
Well, you could go without the train.
Right. You could go up there.
They have what is station wagon with a trailer that they take bicycles around.
And then they
places
take
dump
you off in a
people
bus. Yeah. Yeah, because I think her kids don't want to ride downhill.
That's too much.
Well, it's downhill all the way.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want
Not
to
like we
ride
went to
up.
school.
Now this is 309 next to us again, finally.
We're coming into good old Tamaqua.
Right. There was a rail fan video 20 or 25 years ago. They called it Tamaqua.
Stalemate. See checkmate.
I missed that. Yeah, well, we were right there.
What sport are competitors forbidden
It
to
felt like
play
one of my
left-handed?
picture of the monkey.
A. Tennis.
We went to Africa one time. We went to Africa for a month, and we went to this restaurant. It was at the hotel. Well, it was an
Which is out in the middle of the jungle.
And anyhow, the monkey came down, and they said, and jumped on the table, and he started stuffing all these packets of sugar into his mouth. And he jumped all over the table, and the sugar's
What?
It's running out of
running out of his mouth, the packets rope, and I wanted to get a picture of it, and I couldn't because I couldn't find my camera.
Clear signal.
And by the time I found my camera, the waiter came over and chased him away. But it looked so funny because he's there looking at us like what I do, you know, and the shooters are
Dressage across the country.
spilling out of his mouth. I missed a picture of that.
Okay, Tamaqua Railroad Station coming up on the right. And then after we cross the road just beyond it, our company office in Tamaqua, which used to be the old telegraph office here. Unusual shaped building. Nice restaurant in there.
Those, they don't have anything.
Here's the old telegraph office. That's our Tamaqua office now.
Up, down.
Now we're about 20 minutes from Jim Thorpe as the crow flies.
But as the train goes, how far?
Watch the train.
An hour.
Game of snooker originated in which country in the latter half of the 19th century? India, America, England. India.
Excuse me? Oh, sorry.
You're fine.
She's saying.
Are you always in the one in the dome car?
I've never been in here before. Well, that's not true. I was on one time
Listen, let me ask you a question.
before. I can't remember why.
Took over.
But that was on Santa
Jon
Claus train.
Stewart's The Daily Show.
But this is the first time they put me up here.
Tom Daly.
You don't get a
or Jon
choice of where you want.
No. You come in the morning and they tell you which car you're in.
Wait, there's the freight train.
Listen,
But he was here
You ready?
yesterday.
Oh, you might know this one. I know this one. What is the name of the dancer who famously collaborated with Sia in music videos and on stage? A. Maddie Ziegler. B. Abby Lee Scott. Or C.
I didn't even know they
Mackenzie
used
Ziegler.
cabooses
Not
like
fair.
that.
They don't really. I mean, we have, I think we use them mostly for entertainment value on the trains.
You have to.
Like in Lancaster where they have
Yeah.
hotels.
Yeah.
I wish I gotta look up Maddie Ziegler.
Right.
No, Mackenzie.
She's in
You very rarely see any
Hardly.
crows on the railroads
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
They've been replaced by the Freds, those little flashing lights at the back of the train.
Well, that's part of it. The other part is that they have all these trackside detectors to measure the
don't need
temperature of
them
the
anymore.
axles. You know, that used to be part of their main job. They were supposed to look for hot boxes on passing trains.
With bed bunk beds in there, you think they're going to look for anything?
The Phantom Menace.
There was always beds in there.
Yeah. Well, that was for overnight or layups or whatever, I think.
Yeah, well,
I
I
don't
would
think
be
they were
going
supposed to be on the beds when they
Yeah.
were working.
Oh, they didn't have.
Probably not, but who would know?
Hey, they didn't have cameras back then.
Exactly.
No.
That was like a
Probably
feather
were.
bedding job.
Plain clothes railroad guys someplace to check up on them periodically.
Probably, but
Hey, Leroy, I'm taking a nap here for 6 hours.
He and I have this thing though, when he sits at a table and I go like this, he bangs on the table.
What? Here we go, Della. What are the ingredients? in
What
a
did they
white
do? They ran
Russian?
from Reading to
Vodka.
Pittsburgh. Is that what the run was on the Reading lines? When,
Oh no,
in the day?
no, they
I thought her dad got off the
They
train
went
in
as far as
Pittsburgh.
Williamsport.
Coffee, liqueur.
No, but on that east-west
Bailey's
line.
coffee and
Well, that only went to Harrisburg.
No, he went on
Hey.
through the.
No, they
Vodka.
might have had through trains that went onto the Pennsylvania Railroad to go on west.
Seems like he went to Pittsburgh and then he hopped another train and
I
brought
mean,
back.
years ago, they used to take trains apart various places and put them together in different formats.
is the lightest
You know,
metal.
the old story about
Magnesium,
the guy who went with
titanium.
this lady he met in the dining car, went to her room and woke up in the morning on the wrong train.
Oops.
What is the lightest metal? Magnesium, titanium, or lithium?
A lot of stories like that back in the day.
Lithium was like a drug.
Who invented the
I
thermometer.
rode the last year or two
Theodore.
train from Harrisburg to Reading.
Galileo.
Got off the Pensy. Don't know if you've ever been in the old Pennsylvania station in Harrisburg.
Yeah.
Amtrak stuff. So you walked across all the tracks, and when you went to the last one, you went down the steps, and when you got to the bottom, there's another step, went down underneath, went under the first Reading track, and came up on the other side in the Reading station. Post office was built there. I think they've torn that down now, too. So you go in there, and there's this
What was the name?
cavern of a station with nobody in it. And when you walked in there, you could hear your footsteps echoing off the ceiling, you know. And down at the end, you turn right, you went all the way down to the end of this big hall, and there's this guy in the ticket booth.
What is the only C?
And you're the only guy who's probably selling a ticket to maybe 2 or 3 others
Only C.
all day.
Any coasts.
And I bought the ticket to Reading, and he says track 2. And I sit down and wait.
The Sargasso Sea.
And about
Sargasso Sea is in the
10 minutes before train time, this guy with a Pennsylvania Dutch accent you could have cut with a knife starts to walk through the station, calling out the train and all the connecting stops. And they were very imaginative, like Shamokin. Now at that time, with one train a day from Harrisburg to Reading, you would have had to overnight Reading to get to Shamokin the next night. And they were only, what, 20 miles away?
Or the Idaho.
But anyway, then you go out there, and there's the signs: track 1, track 2, track 3, track 4. But there were only tracks at track 2. And the train was like, I'd say 12 or 13 cars long, all male cars with one passenger car on the back. And then off we went.
It was a freight train. Now.
Mail train.
What's a mail?
Yeah.
Oh, there's someone at
It's good for her. You got something in your hair.
I think she fell asleep.
Oh.
I tried had it stuck on my
Hey, we're coming up to Miss Dickerson. That's that statue I called. Every time I go for this train, she's right up here in this this quarry on your left. Right, she'll be like about a quarter of a half mile. That's my car. All the years I've come for, that's my nickname for her.
What kind of
This is South
Tamaqua. Right here.
Unlit
Right, look at this
match
post. You will see her. This little
Oh
center.
yeah, I didn't see
Potential.
Right here. Here she is. Right here. Right there. There she is. Look to your left. That skeleton. That's like that's my car, Miss Dickerson.
There was one up outside of Danville. And it was Transmission Man.
It's like a little statue that stood there.
And
Right
there was
there.
one that was made out of
Rail fans alongside of us again.
and it had a dog. It was a little van coming transmission, and I forget what other car it was. Plus it had a dog with it, and somebody stole it.
You look like
It
you're
was
from
there for
London.
years.
Wow.
But to that transmission,
You look like you're from London.
Yeah.
sold it probably for
Which plant is said to be the
Or for
fastest
scrap.
growing, increasing up to 35
Yeah.
inches a
St.
day?
John's. Okay. Does anybody want any more to eat?
I'm good, thank you.
Anybody want anything else to eat?
Thank you.
How about up here?
I want 2102, but I can't get that today.
You can't eat that no matter what.
Technically, I can eat. It's cold, but that'd be kind of unhealthy. It would kind of burn me.
This is Zaner's.
Yeah.
Look at all the railroad buffs there. Look at Charger.
First, so that's the one I seen, and then I saw one in Maryland running across the road by Delta Week.
Nadia.
Yeah, I had to clown it.
You'll want to find them in the woods when you're walking though. Then I don't want to see them.
As long as it's not like the mom.
What is the oldest city in the world? Jerusalem, Damascus,
Up ahead here, we're coming into Copperhead Chemical again. Used to be Atlas.
Now, if it's on
What
the
is it supposed to
side,
be?
Don,
Couple things. There's going to be 2 very sharp curves, so you can probably see the engine going sideways ahead of us as we go around the sharp curves.
Oh, really?
And also, there may be deer in here. There's no hunting in this area.
Oh, this is the go.
They know.
Cody, now's your chance. Get up.
Better chance in the evening. We didn't find any last night, but they might be here tonight.
And she put it his jaw and there was bone
What is
on
the
it.
world's largest cat? Asia, Africa, or elephant?
But they had to check the fish out too.
What did you say your name was?
They were working.
Jane,
And?
Dawn.
Cool. Like Crazy Jane. Like
Yeah.
that movie back in
Like
the
Calamity Jane.
Cool. You know one of my favorite movies from the 70s
You
has
only
the
heard of Crazy Jane?
One of
There is no Crazy Jane. Janes aren't crazy.
One of my favorite movies from the 70s is called Crazy Mary. It's a bank robbery movie.
It's Asia.
I forget what it's called, but my favorite part is the end. They die because they get hit by my favorite engine. Because they're running away from the police, and the police let them go. But they don't see the crossing. They go across the lights. So
I
they can't-
know.
They don't see the crossing, so the train lets them go.
The train's going to take a really sharp curve to the right up here, and you'll see the engine
Okay.
heading for the bridge up
Maybe
ahead.
I'll get it.
Can we open the window and put our head out?
Yeah.
Invented which chocolate drink?
Maybe you shouldn't do that.
I think not.
I didn't realize how many sidings there are on this railroad.
What was it?
Oh, there it is.
M&M's, Twix, or Hershey's?
There you go.
See it.
Right there.
Oh. Ah! I missed it.
I missed it too. That's out.
I got it on video.
Not good. Here, let me take a picture of your video.
Hey, there's an egret over there. Right over there, he's hunting. Right there, see that white thing?
Where?
He was back there, he's hunting for fish.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I know, that reminds me of a story I heard about a
Got the
trolley
smoke.
car coming out of Allentown,
That's more than
Oh no, I got the engine.
running along the side of the road, and up ahead this car opens
no,
the
I
door
didn't.
right in front of
I
me,
thought so.
slams the brake on, stops about an inch short of the door, and he leans out the front window of the trolley and says, "Hey buddy, would you like me to back up and try that again?"
What vegetables used is used if it dishes cooked flooded tea?
If you're familiar with Allentown, Motorman actually got canned for this, but some woman got on about 4th and Hamilton and asked whether the trolley went straight out to 17th and Hamilton, and she said, "No ma'am." He said, "No ma'am, it goes around the monument."
I bet she got pretty mad when he said that.
Yeah, he got put on involuntary leave.
involuntary leave.
There's some things you just can't say at work.
Right.
Okay, we're done here.
I'm out of here.
Which record company did Turkish immigrant Ahmet Ertegun found in New York City?
Hey Cody, this looks like lizard country.
Young Money
I
Entertainment.
say that.
Because they like hiding under like ferns and stuff.
I don't have very good luck finding lizards in PA.
Well, they
Which
like
of
to
the
hide.
planets have
One that's
Earth,
most common is the
Saturn,
fence
Jupiter,
lizard, the eastern
Uranus, and
fence lizard.
Neptune?
Also known as the blue
Saturn,
belly.
Jupiter, Venus, Mercury.
Better luck once you go further
Saturn,
south.
Jupiter, Mars, and
I
Earth.
want to go to Australia, then I can see a wild dragon. Yeah, like a bearded dragon.
Uranus.
Salamanders that you're finding?
Salamanders live in
I think you hear like the Gila monsters.
bearded. Gila monsters live in America. The bearded dragon lives in Australia.
I know this.
Aeroplanes.
I know
What's
this.
the other campus?
And then you have monitor lizards that live in Australia.
Oh, modern. Yeah.
Monitors don't live in PA, but they live in America, but they've been introduced as an invasive species in Florida, along with the Argentina teak. Argentina teak. It's a 3-foot long lizard. They made their presence known in Florida, Kentucky, Georgia, and Alabama.
I think I've really found any lizards in PA, but I find them down south. I've been looking for salamanders and stuff too. Yeah. They were good.
I love that whistle.
You never touched those, right? Like,
We're done.
Well, we should be getting into Port Clinton in about 20 minutes.
Don't pull these out for like
They put their suits away.
Stella had
No, the cookies are still back
I
there.
think you'd see a deer or something there, you know?
I know.
Did you try one of them? Did you try one of them?
And
They were okay.
Probably there, but you know what?
Yeah,
They blend in and you go by pretty fast.
Your grandkids like to spend time
You know what?
together.
Mine went dead. Says
They like to do.
Oh, well, they're only, the oldest one is 4.
Oh, well, so they're still pretty.
little. Yeah.
There you go.
chocolate one.
Oh, yeah.
That's a tico. That's the one that's invasive species.
Why did they bring that here?
All those species come as pets that people let go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll say that's like iguanas in Florida too.
They can live for 30 years. You can house train them too.
So that's a commitment if you get them.
You can house train them, and you can actually leave them home alone. Because you can you just put them like a feeder, like you would a cat. You have lizards.
Are they litter trained?
Oh my God! House training, you just put a door out.
Oh, okay.
And they're so big, you know, that no one's gonna eat them.
Yeah.
You just put like a kitty, a lizard door, just like your dog. He goes in there, and then when he's got his mess, he goes back inside.
Just stirred up his necktie.
I just saw that.
I think someone actually said something while he was choking on the lollipop. I was like, get away.
That was scary, I bet.
You guys come over for the front.
They need a 6-foot cage by 3-foot situation.
Hey, look. But when you play the motion like that, it comes in.
They love kitty pools. They love to swim.
Okay.
When you were raising your kids, did you ever just want to push them? Chris, when you were raising your kids, did you ever want to just like push them?
This is Hecla.
Hecla.
You could drive through here, but you'd never find out where you were. Not so much as a store with a sign on it.
More people.
Couple houses,
No welcome to's, no you were leaving. No if you lived here you'd be home now.
Hey, look.
I know.
I start chasing the train. Chris goes, well, you're going to retire, I'm going to be unemployed, so stop driving.
Like you'll call me Saturday and I'll be like, oh, I'm over here by Kirkborough. Oh, I'm just moving towards Parkland. I decided I should keep driving.
That sound would drive me nuts, by the way, if I heard it all the time.
Would it?
Yeah.
How's Todd feeling?
This is not worse. Just like the same.
No, I don't know what that name on the game right now. McConnell.
What other restrictions do I have about the flight? Do I have to take a certain number?
Yeah, and then we'll string full on bed.
Download that app. You don't, it's not necessary. When you enter the you have your vaccination card and your ID, you're fine. But the app, they said, makes it easier. They're used to it. See it, swipe, done.
Or I can get it right off that I get it right from you.
NYC safe or something.
All this outside?
What was that?
Did you see?
No
Nothing
Ringo.
said You're not. Oh no, you were sleeping. It said you're not allowed. It's against the law.
New Ringo.
I was waiting for this stuff.
Huh?
I was waiting for that.
No, you weren't.
It had all the things that the Irish put into it.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I didn't get to the end of it.
I started.
I did. Didn't pay to be Irish, that's for sure.
No.
Oh, nice. Immigrants today.
Yeah.
So I went on, I looked.
Now they like it.
Oh, they don't make a difference.
More seats.
You can see it here and there.
How did this guy get on the flight? Oh, must have been father and son or brother and boy. Videos.
Oh yeah.
Hey, no, he dumped before. Huh? Wow. How did he get on?
He's the same number too, 18. Oh, that's a year. That's a jail number. Boy, they hang them right inside the prison.
No.
Yeah,
Wait.
outside.
No, inside.
Oh yeah, because they
Because
go
they
by.
can come in.
Poke at them
Yeah.
and kick them or whatever.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And
I don't know why they have like that.
somewhere in Foxville.
So what do you need to do when you get your Don't pay hours. I don't know why. Like, I was first in line. I'm very excited to get my vaccine. I don't know why. I'm just anxious to get my booster. Danny Bowers or Scheffler went and got his already, and Jeff White got hers already. It's already. Scheffler got his at 5.
They must take it around. Because we're in the back. Otherwise, we would have been in the front. They just moved the engine around. We would have been in the front then. If we were in the back,
Yeah, you're right.
we'd wind up in the front.
Off Mountains in Albany.
Tomorrow to sign something that hospice has stuff for me to sign. I gotta come out.
Hey, Cal, when they get to Jim Thorpe, do they turn the whole train around?
Yes.
They
Since
do
we
it.
got that new bridge out there,
So they
we can wire it on the bridge.
Oh, okay. So they do turn the whole truck.
Now what we used to do, it would run in reverse, except they would take the Dome and the Pullman and the private cars off, shift them to the other end. It took them all afternoon to take the train apart, put it back together the way they wanted it to go home. But all the coaches would be in the opposite direction.
Hey, just turned around.
What?
So they simplified it.
Yeah, well, they did turn the steam engine on the turntable this afternoon. I don't know which train you, I don't know which one you were on, but the second,
We were on the
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
The 1
No,
o'clock.
the 12 o'clock.
Okay, on the 1 o'clock train when we went out, they had the steam engine on the turntable. They weren't turning it at the time, but it was on the turntable.
Oh.
That's a pretty lucky break because usually, you wouldn't be there when they did it.
Are we looking, is this the same side we saw going that way? Or is this
It's the opposite because we turned the
train around?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's cycle back.
Going back.
So that's
Okay.
good. Yeah.
It
Well,
felt
this is
like
what
I
all
was
people
seeing
like.
the
This
same-
is Molino.
What'd you say?
Molino is big.
Has one cornfield, right?
Right. So we'll be in Molino for the next 4 or 5 minutes.
Maybe. Could be less.
Now that's Route 895 out there.
No, nothing.
That's rail fans and I'm not sure. That was an
Mennonites,
interesting
Amish.
combination.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? This was
I didn't think there were any men yesterday.
So yesterday was the first.
Yeah,
For the
Pop Up has
Train.
come back
They've been
in.
running the RDCs all
Go to
summer.
Pop Up. He has ordered.
Those silver self-propelled rail diesel cars, there were 2 of them in town today.
Oh, okay.
What? They came from Pottsville. They've been running them from Reading, but now we're running these from Reading, so now they ran that from Pottsville.
Okay.
What, did they run from Pottsville to Jim Thorpe?
Thanks, Cal.
Well, by a Port Clinton.
Yeah. Oh, they come to Port Clinton.
And that's the only way we could do it.
What? And
There
then
used to be a railroad.
Oh, they only run to Port Clinton and then get on this one.
No, they rode to Port Clinton and then they went up there.
Then they go to Jim Thorpe.
Yeah.
So they got enough
people from Pottsville area.
I guess.
Yes.
Well, they picked some up at Fort Clinton on that too. They might have stopped in Tamaqua, I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
There used to be a railroad that ran straight across from Pottsville to Tamaqua. Part of it's still there, but doesn't go through anymore.
Yeah.
That was scrapped before we got control of the railroad.
Cal, why you don't have that Pez?
Maybe he was a girl.
Not right now.
Come sit up here with us. You're gonna spill those.
We tried everything to get rid of these trains back in the 50s and 60s, I remember. When I wanted to ride the train from Harrisburg to Reading, I went into the Franklin Street station. I asked for a schedule to Harrisburg. They gave me a bus schedule. I said, I'd like to ride the train. They said, well, we don't have any train schedule. You have to go up to the outer station to get a train schedule. So I went out to the outer station and asked for a schedule to Harrisburg. They gave me a bus schedule. And I said, no, I'd like a train schedule. He said, why do you want to ride the train?
More comfortable than the
A lot more.
Yeah.
They used to run, you know, back then they were still running one train a day from Shamokin to Philadelphia. And the Reading Railroad ran a bus from Shamokin to Philadelphia that left 10 minutes after the train left up there. Got to Philadelphia 10 minutes before the train arrived at Philadelphia.
Oh, really?
How about that?
They thought of everything.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania Railroad was even more clever than that. They had a train from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh, and the PUC wouldn't let them take it off. So they took out all the toilets. And then they took them to court, made them put them back. By the time they put them back, there weren't any riders anymore. Then they were able to get rid of the train.
Oh, really?
You should put them back, but take your time.
Right.
They actually did that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi.
wow.
Hi. Hi, Cal. Yeah.
I thought you just said, did I say he was coming?
I see the smoke.
Okay. Steam shop, steam engine house coming up here on the right.
There's good old 2102, ready for her return.
Was it in there?
Yeah, I saw her. There's her tender. You know if they're gonna paint it blue, by the way?
I doubt it.
That
wasn't blue before.
That would horrify me if that emerged blue.
I like that.
Yeah.
We got a trolley car out at Rock Hill when we got a CA&E car. Looked like a Mary Kay cosmetic car. It was supposed to be red but had faded. Fort Clinton. We'll be stopping here to drop off the passengers who got on this morning.
Yep. Oh, okay, so we're on time then. It's
Oh, I'm
5:15.
sure we are.
Yeah, 'cause
Say
we were
goodbye to
busy
Little
schedule here,
Schuylkill.
right?
We're crossing the Schuylkill River now, and we'll be on the Schuylkill River to Reading.
We have a busy schedule. We have to stay on time. Get tired too.
The Appalachian Trail passes right through our yard here from Maine to Georgia. Thank you. All right,
The
and
right time clock up ahead. Yeah, it is. Looks like 5:20. It's 5:23 right now.
yeah.
Oh, there's two signal bridges in Port Clinton. One's defunct and one that's active.
But you know, they could have got
Well, you did without winning a little whistle. 5 minutes before departure.
Yes.
Right time.
So?
Well, that's his stuff.
There's a big clock right here.
Okay, headquarters right here on the left.
That's one that I was
Some new cars we got from Iowa Pacific fairly recently. We're refurbishing. Shop on the right, hard
Sorry.
on the left.
Rail fans on the left. Not shaving this after today.
Poor old F unit on the right.
No, I call that ye old scrap metal.
I shaved this morning and I said,